So today we will discuss about the topic of data sharing. So data sharing, which means sharing. If you are in an organization, it is a common requirement to share the data across means bench or some whoever is outside or inside of the organization. Sometimes it is required to share particular details, the data. So it is a common requirement. So so if I run the query like some query, if I execute, I will get the result like this. So if I want to share the same result, whatever the, suppose if you consider this as a report data, so our useful data to some other person who is in organization or outside of the organization, but he doesn't, he may have the Snowflake access or he may not have the Snowflake access. So in that case, I want to provide the result of this query, or suppose if you call it as a report query or some complex query you executed and you got some result, I want to share this result. So generally what we will do is, if it of result, if you want to share the result of the query, so it is of limited rows, so we can simply export. So depends upon the tool you are using. So there are multiple ways we can do this. So one out of that, so if you consider Snowflake, so we can do it by the exporting the results. So if you export the result, by default it will be exported either tab separated value or comma separated values. This we can export. So how, what is the data you are going to export will be shown here. So
Mhm.
if you select the TSV and see the same, so here the gap is there for every field. So one tab, so in your laptop keyboard you will have one tab, right? So tab key, that tab key will be present for every data field. If you select the comma separated value, so it will show with commas. Every field is separated with commas. So it depends
Mhm.
upon the tool or database you are using. So you can export the data in different ways. So if it is on-premise, we can export into CSV, some XML, so or Excel file, so like this. So we can simply export. So we can simply export that, and we can download into our system. So like this, I can open the results and see this. So if you want, you can. So it is tab separated value. By default, you can simply. It is better to show in Notepad++. So like this, I can see the results by simply exporting that. And this file, I can send it to the end user, whoever is required the data. So we can simply send it. This is one way of doing. And we can either, so generally what we will do is, we can uh, we can send it
So,
through email. So the process of sending it, we can send it through email or FTP, or else we can do some, we can share some, if you are in, if you are sometimes if it is of the some huge data, we can put it in S3 buckets and we can share that S3 bucket details, like that, different ways. Or else we can put get commands are there in Unix for sending this, like FTP. So you will send like that. So but if you want to share entire database, this is the query result what I am telling. But if you want to share entire database, and entire table data to particular user, so that even he has to query. So he wants to query some different results. It means he want to see different ways how the data is, and how we can uh, what we, whatever the information they want, they can play with that tables data. So in that process, we cannot send old data in email or something like S3 buckets or FTP. It is difficult to maintain. Even if you consider Oracle database, so if you want, you can export and import using different like SQL loader. We can export and import. and IMPDB. So IMPDB or EXPDB, something there are certain processes. So using this, we can export the tables entire database, and we need to make a copy of the database into some client location, and we can provide the access for them with this data. But again, so if you can give the access like this, but the other problem is you cannot update this data every time. So and this becomes a tedious process, import, export, or SQL loader to update this database every time. So so these are all the existing drawbacks or existing issues with the existing databases. So for that, Snowflake has designed one flexible option which will easy to use and easy to share to the users, whoever using Snowflake or who is not using, even non-Snowflake users also can easily access the database or tables which are available in your account. So this is the account, right? So even in your account, this database is available, but you are able to provide the details, provide or give the details so that they can cross check or they can query, and they can run some queries, and they can view the results instead of you exporting and importing, and instead of you export the results and sending to them every time. You can directly give the access of the database, so that they can run the queries whatever they want, and so they do. Like suppose you consider you went to some client location for giving some demo also about your business. So they want to so you showed through by logging into your account. So you showed it to the demo to that user, but at the end of the meeting, they asked to, can you provide the details so that I can uh, see some details like that. So usually it will not happen. If you want to give the table access, means that is um, mostly your organization data. So you most confidential data. So you will be providing to who are particularly authorized people only. You are going to share these details. So in this scenario, we cannot export or import and send every details through email or FTP like this. So in that case, what we will do? So here in Snowflake data sharing. So challenges is the existing traditional data consumption is like when we are sending through email or FTP, there may be errors or not scalable and stale data. Stale data in the sense it is not updated data every time. So we need to send every time updates to the other database, and we need to get the data. So like this, these are the traditional methods we used to do. And in Snowflake, we can share the data to other users who are in Snowflake using Snowflake or may not be using Snowflake. That they, without data movement or no need to copy data, uh, you can keep your data in your account or in your storage place, and they can able to run the queries from their side without uh, copying the data to their systems. It is a secure way. So you can, and also you can provide instant access to the data. So for traditional methods, if you do, it is exporting and importing or everything, sending through FTP or something, it will at least require some time. But here instantly we can send in 10 to 15 minutes. We can share the data to the persons whoever is required. So what we can share through this share option? We can share tables, secure views, external tables, functions, views, like this. So like this, we can share whatever the object you want to share, which are existing in our account. We can share with the end user. So following are the three types of data share types. So to where you can share data between functional units, management units, or geographically dispersed locations. So we can share across the globe or across the management, cross management. Like you are working in IT. Suppose some sales manager they want to run some queries and they want to say some reports. Means they can see this or functional units like functional units. So like this we can share across. And how does it work? So basically the working scenario for this thing is so we will have two things. One is provider, data provider. One thing is data provider, and other thing is data consumer. So whoever is giving access to you is the data provider, and you are consuming the data. You are the consumer. So like that. Uh, so whoever is accessing the data from outside or other account, they are the consumer. Whoever is giving the data means that person is the provider. Just remember these two. So we will talk for the next few minutes about the data provider and consumer only. So by providing the sharing, we are giving only access to the read-only database tables or views. Only read-only. We cannot do any DML operations like insert or update, deletes. So that our data is secure. So if you want, they can fire the query and they can see the data. If they don't want, it will be like that. Uh, so at the end, data consumers will see only read-only version of the database. So like this, we will see the data, secure name, share. Okay. So how it will do Snowflake, how it will do. Oh, we will see that in Snowflake account. So for that, sorry. So for that, what we have to do is, so after you log in, you should compulsory switch the role to account admin. So it is showing by default, but you should do it. If I am in sysadmin, suppose if I am sysadmin, right now here we are able to see the share data market account. These are coming. If I switch to sorry, some sysadmin, so and try to share, nothing is showing. Snowflake data sharing, it is showing like this. So we no option is coming. But if I switch role to account admin, it is showing as admin, but here it is showing as account admin. Let me refresh. So now I am in account admin. So if I share, if I click on share, now we are able to see this thing. So here we have two options. One is inbound. So here if you see, here we are showing like inbound and outbound. So inbound in the sense, so if some other person is providing data for you, that then that is the incoming data for you. So then that will be shown here. So the sample data schema, suppose if you go to worksheets, so here we are seeing sample data Snowflake. So these are the shared data. So by default it is placed somewhere, and that is coming as a sample data. So we are seeing this database as a Snowflake sample data. We renamed it as a Snowflake sample data. So that Snowflake sample data is showing here. So if you see the icon also, if you see the icon, this is the dev database which we have created, but this is the Snowflake shared database. The icon is different. So if it is of shared database, it will be shown. So other one is account usage. This account usage we renamed it as a Snowflake. So that the details are showing in this here metadata information. Like this usage and everything is default shared by Snowflake. So if you have any other providers or other providers who are sharing with you, then you will able to see the details here. So if you switch to outbound and nothing is there. So what does outbound means? So if you are sharing anything to the outside of the organization or outside of the account, so that will be shown here. So that will become outbound for you, like you are giving outside of the organization or account. So that will become the uh, outbound. So let's see how to create outbound things. So inbound thing we cannot create ourselves. Someone has to share for us. Outbound thing we can create and share with some others. So what is the process to do that? First thing is we have here create option. So here we have create. I am selecting that create. So here create a secure shared connection and add database objects to it. So you are creating one secure shared connection. So here I can give any name, share one like this. I can give some share thing. After that, just giving the name. After that, I have to select the database, tables and views. So so I can select the database. So if it will show the available databases actually. So right now I have 3 databases in my system in my account. So I can select the dev, and if I open, it will show all the schemas and tables present under that database. So so that database will show all the tables information. So out of that available tables, you have to select the particular tables which you want to share with the consumer. So so right now I want to say share call center data and employees data. So let's click on apply. I'm sharing only 2 out of 4 tables. Sharing only 2. So just click on apply. So if you can see the query here. So it is saying that create share one comment, no comments. So grant usage on database dev. So we are sharing the database dev uh, for using along with the share one. So here we are creating one share like an account or a role. So to this role, like a share, we are sharing this dev database, and in dev database, I am giving usage permissions for the schema and select on view. So it is creating one view for this. Actually, this call center is and employees is a tables in our database, but it is by when you share with external users or consumers, so it will create one view by default. So and assigning the permissions, grant permissions on that view called call center to the share one, whatever the share one we are giving, it is giving that option to access. So are you clear on this? Next is we can simply click on create. So here, so we have to if you want, you can resume and view the table sample data what you are going to share. So is it the right table we are looking for or any by mistake? So if you want to see anything, you can just preview the data and so it will just describe the share one, and it will show the 10 records, top 10 records. That's it, just for preview purpose. And then if you require, you can see and later next. So here, if you see, so once you added secure data, secure share immediately visible to the account can access, can create database from the share and start querying the tables. And currently you will be only able to share data with the accounts in the same region. So you have to always share the means currently Snowflake is supporting uh, cloud. So suppose we are in AP South region. So in the same region only currently the data sharing is possible. So in future they are planning to share across the regions. So that will come in future. So again here secure share is share one is our name, and here it is telling the account type. So what is meant by account type? So account type is nothing but what type of user or consumer you are giving access. So if it is of Snowflake user, he is already existed, he is already using some Snowflake account for accessing the data. So we have to give access to that particular user so that he can able to view that data in his account only. No need to do all these things. So that will be the full account. If it is a full means, so here we have reader and full. Full means we enter a Snowflake account name it is asking. So Snowflake account in the name is, suppose I'm just giving that account name. So we are in AP South 1 AWS. So if I click on add, then so this share is added to you. If you can check in your system, so you are able to see this. This is this is one of the process to share the database for the consumers who are already having the Snowflake account. There is a other option like I am giving the share non-Snowflake users. Share non-Snowflake users. Uh, I am keeping the name. So for them, if I want to share, how can I share? Means I can the same process. I'm selecting the same tables and everything is same. The SQL also same, but the sorry. Share non-Snowflake users and database. I can select the same and public. I can say call center and employees. I'm selecting, and then I can click on create. And here also same warehouse. So here previously we saw that for if it is a full user means existing Snowflake account, you are able to see that in your share. So if he is not the consumer is not, you are not in the system of Snowflake account, but still you want to see so the data. Somehow I have to provide access for you. So that you can query and see the results. So for that there is a option called reader account. So what is meant by reader account means if they are non-Snowflake users or outside of the Snowflake accounts. So if they want to still see the data and run the queries uh, and view the results, um, so these reader accounts will help for that. So for that we have to be enable or create some reader accounts in your account. So so here we sorry, again it cancel. Share non-Snowflake user. Already existed because we okay, just keep one as one. So next is add consumers. So who are going to read? I can say that. So I will. We have to create. We are telling that we have to create the reader account. So to create the reader account, you can directly create one reader account here. If there is any existing users, it will be shown in the drop down. If there are no existing users, it will simply open up here. So after that, you have to give some account name. So yeah, you can provide a name to a new reader account so that he can read. I can say reader Snowflake, something I'm giving, and it will be in the same region and what is the edition you are using. And here by default, so admin login for this reader account, whatever your reader account details you are giving for this reader account, you are going to create. Who is the admin means you are the admin. So the account by which you are creating this reader account, that person will become the admin for this reader account. So if you provide the reader name is the addition region of the cloud of your new reader account will be same as your current account. So what is my current account? That will be the same for addition and region. Also these if you the admin will be the you are the admin whoever is logged in and creating this reader account. So these are the your reader account credentials used to log in and manage your reader account as the admin account role. So if you want to at any point of time, or if you initially also to set up Radar account completely, so I have to use these credentials to log into the to manage that system. So for that again I have to provide the password. So if you see what is the SQL it is doing, it is creating one managed account instead of a normal account. It is creating one managed account called Raider Snowflake. Who is the admin means the account which I am using is the admin with the type Raider with the type Raider. Like this, we are creating the Snowflake Reader account by using the admin account which you have logged in. So that next I have to click on create account. So if I click on create account, so congratulations, you have created a new Reader account called Reader Snowflake. So account URL. So you will get one URL. So you will get one URL for the Reader account that will come in next 7 seconds. So you have created one account. That setup is going on in the background. So within span of 30 seconds, so you got one Reader account. So this is your Reader account which you have just set up. You can click on this. You can click on this so that it will. So just now it is showing us forbidden means you did not complete your setup. So I'm click on done. So then it is in the add consumers list. You are still here. So if you click on drop down, you are able to see the Raider Snowflake account. So then I can click on add. So login as account admin. So here it is saying that reminder login as account admin and create the database from which the share so that your data consumers can access the shared data. So it is saying that you have to log in as a account admin. So who is the account admin? Whoever has created. So the person who has created this share non-snowflake one account, so account reader account, who has created this non-snowflake one reader account, that person is the account admin, which means whoever the person is showing here, he is the sorry he is the person. So if you see the shares, now it is showing like this. Now if I click on refresh here, so using that link, so you got this thing. So as it was given the instructions, you have to log in as the account admin for setup, right? So we have to log in as the same account admin with the same saved passwords. I'm logging in. So initially I have to this is my Radar account. Whatever the account it is showing, this is my Radar account, and I logged in as a Radar account. So now it is showing as welcome to your Radar account. So Radar account allows you to prepare secure shares and explore the shared. Means by using this Radar account, you are able to create secure shares. So whatever the object you are going to share, database table, and share the data sets. To get started, tell us who you are. So it is asking whether you are a data provider or data consumer. So right now I logged in as the account admin. So I am the provider. Provider means who is going to give access to the end users. A consumer means the end users who is going to consume the data. So right now I logged in as account admin because I want to prepare a secure share data sets. So I'm going to log in as a data provider. Just selecting the I am the data provider. So after you logged in, so you can observe some changes here. So first thing is your account. So if you see here in our regular database, nothing is there. But in reader account, when you logged in as reader account, it is showing as a reader account. But here there is no objects to show. Here no objects are there to show. I means here if you go to worksheets here, you are able to see database objects and expand this, and we can see the data. But in reader account currently there are no databases, no tables, or something. So nothing is there. But you are still able to see like a Snowflake user, and you are able to log in. Nothing is there. But uh, so so it is like a same thing, same enterprise and the same region like this you have. So you still got the all the roles. So first thing we have to do is we have to check the share. So as a inbound. So if you go to share, nothing is there because you logged in as a sysadmin. So first thing we have to do is we have to switch our role as a account admin. So once you switch your account as an account admin, you got so you can see the different things. One thing is Snowflake share one, whatever we have shared just now, and the other is account usage. So if you observe previously, we got in the inbound we have two things. One is sample data, and other one is account usage. But now in the reader account, we got only account usage. There is no sample data share. Sample data is not shared in the reader account. And the one new share which we created, that is coming as in inbound here. And if you go to outbound, it is not possible to outbound currently. So in the inbound, we have to share secure share name. Right, currently it is showing two names. One is share which we share, and the other one is default one account usage. This is for usage metric purpose. So after doing this, what we have to do is we have to set up our database because we have to run the queries through worksheets, right? So we need to get this database object here. So how to get is we have to use this share option. So how will you use this share means if you observe here you are getting database name share secure share like this create database from secure share. It is telling that you have to create one database using the secure share. So we have selected the secure share. If I select this, I am not getting the this option because this is the default one. But this is the secure share which has the capability to create the database. So I am selecting this create database from secure share so that I want to create one database in the reader account. So create database from secure share is giving this GUI mode. So enable data consumers to explore your shared data by creating a database from secure share and allowing access to the roles. So secure share is the uh, so so if you want to query the database and create the database, so we have to we have to create the database first. So for that I have to give the database name. The database need not to the same database which we as a share. We can give any name. I can give as a demo db. So we can say it as a demo db and grant access to. So here we have different roles, so that the person who has having these roles can access this thing. So here also we can maintain user roles capability. So for that we have to let me share with public and sysadmin. So these are the two users I want to share my secure database. So if you observe this SnowSQL, uh, you can see that create database demo database using that thing and grant imported. So here it is saying grants are imported from the roles from the previously shared secure share. We are not granting directly, but importing from there. So and create database. I'm clicking on create database so that we are able to see this. You can go and check the warehouse. You can just refresh it. The database is shown here along with the tables which we have. Now I'm able to get my required database and tables. So I need to do certain things to run. So first thing is I will try to run this query directly. Suppose if I am running select star from this table. So what will happen? It is simply saying that there is no active warehouse selected in the current selection. Uh, so there is no warehouse. As we know that we have to select a warehouse. So, but if you go and see warehouses here, there are no where by default. If you are in active account, we will get some warehouses. That is called compute warehouse. If you are using the account, but if you are using the reader account by default, there is no warehouse associated with this. So we have to, as an account admin for that reader account, we have to create that reader account warehouse so that he can able to run the queries. So I can say this as a non-Snowflake user account. So reader account, and I'm giving this as a small so for our just database. So again, we are defining all these auto resume, all these properties. So we will discuss in this session. Uh, so I can click on finish. So I have created one warehouse name called uh, non-Snowflake database. So if I go to the worksheet now, uh, I'm able to select. So using the sysadmin role. Okay. So here I think we need to give the privileges, no permissions, privileges to usage of this warehouse to the public. So if I give the privileges, then only I am able to get this. So without that permissions, you will not get that. So whatever the user you are going, if I give the public means public is common for all. If you restrict it to particular sysadmin or account admin, then only those users were able to see. So if I could have changed this to account admin, I was able to get it. But I want to run it as a sysadmin. I am trying to run this as a sysadmin. So I'm selecting the database and the available schema is public. So now I got all the details. Now I try to run this query. So I am able to execute this query. So what we did, so as a first step, we created in the first step we created share one secure share. After the as a second step, we created one secure database in the reader account, and now we are creating the warehouse and giving the access privileges. These are the step by step one we are doing through account admin of this reader account. So these are the things we need to follow. So once that is done, so now we are able to run the queries and see the results. So so now what next? So we need to give access to the users who are outside of the organization, which means they are not existed in the system or somehow they have to access. So for that, what we have to do is we have to log in as an admin, account admin. We have to switch the role and we have to select this account. Since the users are not existed, we have to create one new user because we are providing access to the other users who are not in Snowflake account. So for that, we have to create one new user. Uh, that username may be user consumer. We can say consumer one. I can say, and the password I can give something like test123 or something. Test123. So here, if you select, it is saying that create user and the password must change. So I am just changing, removing this force password change, and I can go to the next and see what is the login name. If you want, you can give this. Here I can give the privileges. So what is the warehouse? What is the role he is going to play? So if I give account admin, he will become account admin. But he is just a public, as a public account. I am giving. He's a public user. He doesn't have to change anything. He just has to execute. For that, I am giving a public role. So now the consumer role one has created, and the password is test123. So now what I will do is I will take this link. I will take this link and I will go to new tab. I will take this link. I will go to new tab and I can paste this link and just press enter. So now we will get the same consumer means Snowflake. So I'm copying this username and go back to the same account and paste it, and I'm giving the password. So again it is asking, so you are able to log in as a consumer one, and again it is asking welcome to the radar account and something this. So again it is asking whether you are a provider or consumer. So right now I logged in as a consumer. So means the consumer provider is already there. So I just want to consume the data using the radar accounts. So I am the consumer. I am selecting I am the consumer. So if you are the consumer with the appropriate roles, if you go and switch the roles, you can see only public, whatever the roles you have given, that role only you will be able to see. I'm just given the public role, so you are able to see only public role here. So and we have given, if you see the warehouse, so already that's a warehouse, whatever we have created in the radar account admin, the same warehouse is reflecting over there. So this is my consumer account. So here the same radar warehouse is there. So now I am able to see the schema and tables. So and I can fire the queries against this. So if you next time, so whoever the user I want to share, I can share this link, this URL. This is also similar, same link, looks like the same URL, whatever we are using, along with the account name and the rest of the things. And along with the username password, whatever the username you logged in as consumer one, along with the username password, I will provide this link, so that the user, whoever maybe wants to query and play with the data, they can simply run and execute this queries.